Restless Outdoors with your host, the Restless One.
So here it is, guys, my ZPACKS Duplex tent, specifically in the spruce green color. So in today's video, I kind of want to set this up, kind of show you the key features that really drew me to this tent. ZPACKS does have 3 different types of Cuben fiber, or I should say 3 different weights. And I kind of want to explain why I particularly chose this one over the other ones. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set this up, again, go over the key features that really sold me on this, and hopefully help you kind of decide which denier Cuben fiber to purchase. So let's get this baby set up. So what really sold me on this particular tent is the fact that there's 2 entries. It is a 2-person tent. The tents that I was really used to in the past were single front entry tents. And one thing that I found was the ventilation just wasn't there. And especially camping and backpacking in the summertime, without that ventilation, it really makes for a miserable experience. So again, being able to open both sides of the tent and letting that cross breeze in is a huge plus in my book. So when setting up this tent, I do use the MSR groundhog stakes. To me, you can't beat them. So let me do a quick walk around on this particular tent. It takes 8 stakes to get it completely set up. And what I'm currently using right now are the carbon fiber poles that ZPACKS does sell. These are very, very light, about 3 ounces for the pair. And again, you can see it's very, very stable. Another awesome feature about the ZPACKS or any type of freestanding tent, if you do happen to have equipment failure or you do forget to bring your poles, you can always use Mother Nature and find a stick to set it up. So another reason why I picked the spruce green is the thicker denier Cuben fiber. Again, it's 3/4 ounce. As you can see inside, there's a pretty brightly colored backpack, but as we pan over in here, that backpack virtually disappears. You can sort of make out the outline. But again, the privacy factor, it's definitely there with a thicker denier, and I kind of like the color too. So another great feature on this tent is the extra guy line that they put on either side of the tent. Now, if I go and pull this like so, what that does is it actually increases the headroom inside the tent. And let me tell you, the headroom is wonderful. It's 48 inches from the top to the bottom, plenty of room, especially for 2 people sitting inside. Another thing I love about this tent is the ease of getting in and out. You have these very large rainbow style doors, a peak height of 48 inches, and of course doors on both ends. So you and your partner, if you need to get out, you're not climbing all over each other. That's a real plus. Now this is one feature you don't find on many tents, and it's that height of that bathtub floor. As you can see, I have my pack there for reference. You are not going to get wet in this tent, I guarantee it. Now with any single wall tent, you're gonna have to deal with condensation, but let me tell you, ZPACKS really thought this through. And what we have here is basically any type of condensation that would build up would slope down. And the great thing is, as you can see here, you have a mesh barrier that separates the top of the tent from the bathtub floor. So any type of moisture that does accumulate will roll down and hit the mesh, and therefore you're not going to have any water inside this tent. So when I had the opportunity to take this tent out for the very first time, it did rain. One thing I love about this tent is the fact that you don't have to batten the hatches down. You can certainly keep this whole area open. There is ample amount of kind of an awning here and I believe it's around 5 inches that overhangs where this mesh is. So again, keep that condensation down, keep that airflow moving. It's a great feature. Now, one of the little things I put inside this tent, ZPACKS sells these little toggles here, and they just stick on to the Cuben fiber, and it's basically a loop. And I'm going to show you, I have one on this side too, and put that in myself. I'll show you what I use that for. Now, these are little sticker loops that you can put on the inside of the tent, and really you can put it anywhere inside the tent. But what I did is, again, I put one on either side. Now I'm able to hang my little Night Glow Sierra Designs lamp, and I also have a nice clothesline too. Now, one great thing about Cuben fiber, it does not absorb water. Literally, it rains, that water will just bead off. You can actually touch the inside of the tent and your hand will not get wet. Now, two things. First off, when you're trying to pack up a wet tent, it's a pain, and not only that, you're carrying that extra water weight in your pack. This is great. You just kind of brush that water off and it beads off. The other thing about Cuben fiber, obviously, is why people look at them, it's the weight. This particular tent was 21 ounces. Now, because I did get it in the Spruce, it did add another maybe 2.3 ounces. So again, that little weight to what you get as far as the tougher Cuben fiber and that privacy is really something that, to me, it's well worth it. So although I do like the privacy, I do love the fact that Cuben fiber is somewhat transparent. Now, I don't know if you can kind of see back behind me, but those are a few trees. And again, you can't really make out what's out there, but it's kind of nice, kind of gives it a different feel than your traditional sil nylon tents. So that's a real big plus for me too. So in closing, guys, hopefully I was able to shed a little bit more light on your decision making on whether or not this particular model of the duplex is right for you. Again, the two reasons I chose the Spruce green is the heavier weighted Cuben fiber. To me, it's a durability issue. It's just peace of mind for how much I spent on this tent. And then the other one is privacy too. Again, I don't mind that extra weight. It's really insignificant for me. So, but if you have any questions or comments, I want to see them below. I'll also put a link of ZPACKS in my description below. And if you're not subscribing, I appreciate you viewing this. But yeah, please subscribe. We have a lot of great content coming up. So I appreciate it again. We'll see you later.